My son was born premature. He was born almost 8 weeks early. From the get-go, he was a fighter. And I just kind of had faith that he was going to make it through and it was going to be okay.
We played Enfield, Braiden's first game of his senior year.
I don't remember anything from the game or for like 2 days afterwards.
I think he had 100 yards passing in that first quarter, running around, making plays, extending plays. It was pretty exciting. He was off to a heck of a start. I remember very clearly Braiden coming off the field.
I remember running down off the stands to try to get onto the field.
I saw him put himself down on all fours and I was confused.
I remember hearing one of the coaches yell, "We need a doctor, we need an AED."
He was in the beginning phases of cardiac arrest. He eventually lost consciousness, and that's when it became very clear that he needed CPR and resuscitation.
I'm a nurse, but in that moment when it happens to your son, it doesn't matter like what training you undergo, like you go into mom mode. My husband and our athletic trainer started CPR. And so they will forever be my heroes and Braiden's heroes as well.
We had an athletic trainer, Tyler McCarthy, who was miraculous. We had a doctor in the stands, a parent of one of my players. Dr. Chris McDermott was in the stands. He immediately came down with my wife to the sideline and was invaluable in helping us stabilize Braiden.
In that moment, I just remember saying, "Braiden, mom's here," you know, and I needed him to know that his parents were there, and I don't know if he could hear, but that was just important for me to know that I was saying that to him and he knew that we were there.
The EMTs, the availability of the AED, which was a game changer. Without it, we'd be telling a very different story. What was there, the resources and the people, is nothing short of a miracle. Shortly after, we were in the ambulance heading to Bay State in Springfield, a level 1 trauma center. Remarkable people and human beings that work at Bay State, and they were immediately ready for us, almost like you'd see on TV, with what seemed to me to be a dozen professionals and doctors gowned up ready for us when we stepped in the door. They did every test under the sun that you can do for a heart. It wasn't until they CAT scanned the arteries that they were able to find the damaged artery caused by the Kawasaki's disease.
From Bay State to Boston, we're so blessed that it's in our backyard. The best doctors in the entire world. They say people go there for answers, and we were able to have him transferred there. They have a phenomenal group of cardiologists that specialize in Kawasaki disease. You have a 17-year-old kid who's told they're gonna have a coronary artery bypass graft, which is common in, 50, 60, 70-year-olds. So it really wasn't even a thought whether or not he'd ever get back to playing sports.
Once we got to Boston Children's, seeing him go through surgery and the immediate recovery from that, I don't think I thought at that time that sports was on the table.
One of the things I love about football so much is being able to take the field, beginning of the game, and have the nerves. So after everything I'd gone through, it made me really happy to be able to take the field with my guys again. It was a full circle moment. Killingly purposely turned the ball over on downs so that we could have the last play. So my dad, the coach, called my name, and I ran out and took the kneel down, and that was the final play of our season. So it was special because I took the first play, and to be able to take the last play, it was pretty cool. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to do anything. So when they told me that I could possibly play basketball, that's all that was on my mind, was getting back to that point.
As the Woodstock Academy Centaurs get ready to take on the Lancers from Waterford Tuesday night basketball here at the Alumni.
It still blows my mind. He never once complained. Whether it was in the hospital or after, he never went there. You hold my hand?
Most kids could probably be angry and upset and not want to talk to anybody because their senior football season was just taken away. The ability to possibly play college football was just taken away. And he never looked at it that way. Never had the attitude of this was going to be the end of something, but what do I need to do to kind of get back and make it the beginning of something else?
When I think about Braiden's lasting legacy here at Woodstock Academy, I think about how the events of that day affected my son and other student athletes. They learned that life is precious, and what sticks with me is how he responded with grace, humor, and a remarkable sense of courage.
We were scared. We were scared for him. We were scared with him, but he really gave us energy to carry on in our own lives, knowing that he was able to get through this incredibly difficult medical situation. It's a little strange to talk about legacy when you're talking about an 18-year-old boy, but Braiden really has made a tremendous impact on the Woodstock Academy community with his resilience.
I think Braiden's legacy is that there's more to life than being an athlete. He maintained a positive attitude and continued to excel in both school and was a leader that many kids, including myself as his younger sister, look up to. With his story, he was able to show that actions speak louder than words. Number 10 will always be an important number to WA now, and for myself, I'll continue to wear it to show my brother support and to continue the path that he has created and will continue to create.
With the Woodstock community, coming back to school, everybody was willing to help, and even better, they weren't treating me any differently. So it made my transition socially a lot easier coming back to school, and then they had my back the whole way.
Grace, a lot of faith. I think he leaves a legacy of character.
I think he had a footprint on the school community before this even happened. When he was in the hospital, he made up the t-shirts with the number 10 on it, and everybody had like the number 10 written on their cheek or their arm, and it was everywhere around the school community. So I think it just showed he had started an imprint on the school community, and this just in some ways heightened that.